What up, Fight World? This Amin Boxing Club, man. Let's get to it, man. So, a hot topic right now in boxing is Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin, man. Did Frank Martin duck Shakur Stevenson, man? I hear some people saying that Frank Martin didn't duck him, and that Shakur Stevenson, maybe he do bad business and stuff like that. I've been saying, and then I mean, ESPN came out and they said that Frank Martin ducked Shakur Stevenson. He pulled out on the fight. They said that he pulled out, he backed out of the fight or whatever. So, one thing I want to say is Shakur Stevenson is signed to ESPN, man. Top Rank is signed with ESPN. So, they're not going to trash their fighter. I don't think they'll trash their fighter like that, especially not against somebody on the other side. Because Frank Martin with PBC. So, man, a lot of us, we thought this fight was going to get done. A lot of people thought the fight was done. And, right when we thinking that it's about to get finalized and made official and give us a date, they say Frank Martin pulled out. Now, I believe that Frank Martin, I'm not sure, man. I want to hear Frank Martin say more, but right now it looked like a duck to me. Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson came out and said Frank Martin ducked him, and he ghosted the fight. Shakur said a lot on Twitter you got to catch up with, but Frank Martin, his only response was, "I ain't duck-ish." That's it. He ain't say nothing else. He ain't let us know nothing else of what could probably be the problem, man. And I'm waiting, and I'm trying to see like what he gonna say so that give us some more information. Don't just say you ain't duck nothing. That ain't enough. That's not enough, man. You gotta let us know something. So as of now, it looked like a duck to me. I think Frank Martin, it's rumors saying, I heard he made like 75K or 200K his last fight. I know his last two fights it was like 75K and 200K. It might have been 75K against Rivera, and against Artem it was like 200K. But y'all can look that up and see. But he was supposed to get $1 million for this fight. So he was on camera saying that Shakur Stevenson, he said that he would have took the 25% against Devin Haney because you're gonna be undisputed. It's for belts and stuff like that, and you're gonna be the man and stuff like that. So this fight versus Shakur Stevenson was for the WBC. So he would have got a belt if he would have won the fight, and he would have been one of the guys in the only other guy with a belt, because Devin Haney got the other 3 belts. So you would have been the other guy with the belt. It'll put you in position to make big fights and, be the A side and stuff like that. So being that he turned that down, man, is I want to hear more information about why he turned it down at the last minute. So it sounded like everything was going good. And, they had canceled like the purse bid that they was going to, and then it seemed like they was going in the right direction, man. People kept saying it was close to being finalized, and then out of nowhere he pulled out. So man, that matchup would have been a great matchup because Frank Martin is not no slouch, man. Frank Martin could fight. I know he started off a little later in boxing, but dude proved that he could fight, man. And in his last fight, even though Artem was giving him problems, Frank Martin showed that he don't got no quit in him, and he carried his power late in fights, because like he knocked him down late in the fight, 11th or 12th round, something like that. I think it was the 12th though, but he showed that he carried his power late, man, and he ended up edging that fight out. Now, Shakur Stevenson, man, I feel like it's levels though, man. I feel like Shakur Stevenson, he on a whole nother level than Frank Martin, and I felt like he was gonna show out against Frank Martin. But it's one thing to know that, like, you see the eye test and you see Shakur is a great fighter, but he got to get in there, and we got to see him in there with top fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see him in there with somebody that's gonna be much better than what he been fighting. And I feel like Frank Martin might have been, probably was gonna be his the best fighter that he went up against. Even though I know Valdez had a belt and stuff like that, I feel like Frank Martin was gonna put up a better fight than Valdez and probably anybody Shakur fought. Man, Shakur, he a master boxer. Shakur is he not a runner, man. He don't move around too much, and if he moving, he coming at you for the most part. Like he coming at you, man. So he got great defense, but he right in front of you. You know, it's not like he just moving around the ring the whole time. Yeah, Shakur is a real master in that, man. I felt like Shakur was going to definitely beat him in 12 rounds, but, you know, see if he could have got, like, if he could have put a lot of damage on him and stuff like that, man. I want to see how that fight was going to go, man. If you think about it, too, Frank Martin is signed to Errol Spence. That's Errol Spence fighter. And Shakur Stevenson and Bud, they like little brother, big brother. You know, they always spar together and stuff like that. Now, Frank Martin is a southpaw, and Shakur is a southpaw, just like Spence and Bud. And I know naturally Bud not a southpaw, but that's what he most of the time he in the southpaw position when he fight. And you know that's his best stance when he fights. So we're gonna say it's two. You know, it's they both southpaws. Frank Martin, he fight the style of Derek James started, which Errol Spence fight, and Jamel Charlo. I mean, I want to see if we were gonna see a similar fight to Bud versus Spence. Would it be something similar to that? I know that they all are not the same exact fighters and stuff like that, but you know, they probably use the same game plan that Bud had to beat Spence. They probably use against Frank Martin. You know, but you know, man, I wanted to see how that fight would have happened, man. Hopefully, Shakur get a name, man. Hopefully, he get a. I know Edwin Santos is next, man. So I'm not really mad at that fight. I mean, it's a whole list of fighters that duck Shakur Stevenson, man. So he clearly the most avoided fighter in boxing right now. You know, off top of my head, I know it was like William Zepeda, George Kambosos, was it JoJo? I can't even remember, man. There's so many. He went through like a list of 7 people, and now Edwin De Los Santos is next, man. De Los Santos is awkward. He got power. He explosive, man. You know, he do got a loss on his record early on in his career, but you know, he upset El Rayo and knocked him out. He got power, man. Out of like everybody he fought, only 2 of them went the whole distance with him, and actually 3 because he lost one fight. So, you know, out of all his wins, only 2 people survived. You know what I'm saying? Made it the whole fight or whatever like that. But he got power. You know, he been calling Shakur out for a while. He a decent fighter, man. Like, I feel like he's solid, man. And like, you know, he came off a huge, not a huge, but like a big upset not too long ago, and he had a win after that. But yeah, man, he gonna go in there. He gonna go in there with a lot of confidence, trying to upset Shakur, man. So it's gonna be pressure on Shakur to like not let this dude upset him, man. And I feel like Shakur gonna school him too, man. But you know, to be real though, I want to see the Frank Martin fight. But now I really, after Shakur fight Edwin De Los Santos, because I think that's what's gonna happen. Hopefully he fight Javante, Devin Haney, you know, something like Lomachenko. One of those 3, man, and that'll be good. But you know, man, with this boxing, man, it's a lot of politics and stuff that be going on. So we might not see the Tank fight for a longer time than what we would want to, man. But we gonna see, man. But that's all I got, Fight World. It's Amin Boxing Club. Everybody like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.